Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uncle Rico's Storytime, episode 28. It's been a pretty crazy day. It is, what day is it? Tuesday. When? Thursday. Saturday. It is Saturday. It's the 21st. I just got back from a vacation. I'm with my man. Oh, peace out, Chico. Uh, it was a rough day at work today. I am. We've gone into this tech thing where everybody just free balls like different tasks and shit and mundane stuff. So I'm like getting notifications and stuff from all of these different customer care operators, and because of it, it's basically like I have 4 female bosses, and my real bosses, whatever. We're not even gonna go down that road. It was a rough day, but a productive day. I started to make some leeway on the backhoe tire. I don't even know where we are with that. The whole reason why I am doing this looking like this and tired like this is because there's so much shit that has happened that I feel like I gotta get on here and crank some shit out. My dogs are going crazy. I have made a decision with my dogs, and we will talk about that. Oh my god, little demon dog. Chico. Oh, you. Oh. Thanks, Zeus. I have bags under my eyes. I get up super early because Arizona is so hot. I get up super early so I can bang out some work from like 5, 6 in the morning until like 9 or 10 when it gets crazy hot, and then I just like chill with the dogs and nap, and then I'll go out at like 4 or 5 and work for a few hours. But sometimes I don't get to nap, and then I'm like, holy shit, it's 8 o'clock. Like, what the? God damn. 10 or 11 hours of work. But today was, I don't even know what happened today. Was today pretty good? Today was pretty good. So the tire, I feel like I was about to say something else. Oh, I look like shit. I'm super tired. I don't know. What else is there to say about it? Yeah, so I just got back from this vacation to see one of my favorite bands, Highly Suspect, playing in my hometown, Crosse, Wisconsin. What the fuck? They played in this little baseball stadium, and I'm pissed because not a lot of people went, but they still put on a fucking dynamite show. I drank a lot again, but I was able to take my foot off the gas and enjoy it more instead of just getting blottoed, retarded drunk. God damn, that's a stiff drink. So today I got going the backhoe that I bought. The mechanic, damn, that's a stiff drink. The mechanic and the lady that I bought it from are not responding, which is freaking me the fuck out. I did a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have done. We could not find the VIN on it, so she just wrote a generic bill of sale. She painted over the VIN, she thinks. Better. Holy moly. And then it had the flat tire, so I said, you know, hey, do you mind if I leave it a couple of days? Sweet old lady, but you know, she's out there. She showed me a whole closet full of gold, not just looked like rocks. And then she showed me her dragon. It just looked like a rock, but her husband had died about a year ago, and she was just getting rid of everything. So I had an opportunity to grab a backhoe for $5,000. It had a flat tire and 2 dead batteries. I'd watched some shit pass me by, so I pulled the trigger on it. The tire got out of control. I couldn't find it anywhere. I've gone to all these different places. I've talked to construction places, rental places, heavy equipment places. I talked to the actual manufacturer. He found a couple of rims from that year that work, that meet specs, but they're so old that I have to pay $300 and some. And there aren't any returns. So after getting kind of screwed over with the whole Amazon thing, I don't know if I found a tire and rim online for $280. Was it 380? I don't know. 380. And got it shipped out through FedEx. Fuck. So that was a huge nightmare. Finally got delivered, and it was just the tire. So had to ship that back. That was a nightmare trying to get the return for that. But I am back to square one, where I'm just going to take the old rim and sand it down. I tried to hit up the lady's mechanic. He was going to do some side work for me. What's up, baby? You want to come up on the couch? You want to come up? Come on, get up there, baby. My baby boy. Lay down. Lay down. Oh. Where you going? Where you going, dude? And he stopped. He's not returning my calls. His phone's disconnected. No texts. I tried hitting the lady I bought it from. She's not responding. So I ended. Okay, we're back. Oh, I think Zeusy stopped the recording with his tail, possibly. Okay, what are you gonna do? You gonna get down? You gonna stay up? So where were we? I'm not getting any responses from the people I bought the backhoe from, so I stripped. I chiseled the rust down. I do have a hole on the rim, on the inner part of the rim. It's off the bead, I'm hoping. Oh, close. But I was going to weld it with my buddy, and then he hurt himself, so I just did some JB weld on there. And then I'm going to put some rust stop primer on there, but it's so pitted that it just soaked it right up. So now I think I'm gonna put some rhino liner on it. It'll kind of hold everything through. I just don't want there to be any holes. I want to get this back up to my land, and then I'll worry about it. I just need this spare to work. So that's the plan on Monday. I think I'm gonna go tomorrow and at least try to. She's got this big yard and a huge fence and everything, and I think I'm gonna try to at least eyeball it over the fence, make sure that it's there, because I'm kind of freaking out now. Oh. Last podcast was the breakdown. So Expedition took a shit on me. I ended up panicking and buying a Tundra. I'm done with Fords. Fuck them. I'm not going to buy a piece of shit just because it says American on it. Most of the stuff is not made from here anyways. Ford has a history of fucking over everybody anyways, so they're kind of engineered to break down, and then they're really set up to only have their certified mechanics take a look at it. So I've switched. I bought a Toyota Tundra. I'm an idiot. Didn't realize it was not four-wheel. Like, I just kind of took for granted it's a big fucking V8, 5.2 or something like that. So I still need a four-wheel drive. The Expedition wasn't that bad. It was, what the hell was it? Oh, something had popped off. A zip tie had popped off, and a bunch of electrical had melted. It just kind of seemed like it was going to be a catalytic converter. So I found these awesome mechanics out in AJ. I think I've already talked about this. But either way, the Tundra I'm not happy with. There's a lot of issues with it. I had to fix the front end. I had to put about $600 into that already. But I knew that. Minor shit going on with it, but all in all, I'm pretty happy to be in a truck again. It has made a world of difference with my back. I noticed it immediately. Relief. It's a straight seat back. I take the headrest and turn it backwards so it doesn't cock my neck forward. But any kind of bucket thing that pushes my shit into the middle is bad. So I had a rental Dodge Ram for my rental drive down from the Twin Cities, and that was great. Also, as soon as I get into the Expedition, I can feel it. Not playing hockey this year, which I'm bummed about, because I realize that when I sit in the Expedition for a half hour, 45 minutes, when I get out there to play hockey, I'm already hurting. So, but I was excited to play this year, but I'm not. My team, I've lost control of it. I gave control of it to my buddy, and we had a bit of a issue of being too good before, and he loaded up with even more guys that should not be skating D-League. He brought these guys in full-time that they subbed for us last year in our Mesa League, and these guys show up. Two of them are brothers. The other guy is their roommate. They're like the Hanson brothers. Not only are they B-League, but like they skated on. I was like, yeah, go for it. Skate, be forward line, you three. And I was immediately like, no. I was like, you two gotta play D. Like, you don't ever shoot. You play left-handed. Like, fuck. So my boy Gabe brought those guys on full time for D League. So we already had issues with being a ringer, and now we brought all these three guys in full time. He's got them skating together, and they're just fucking shit up. I think they won 10-3 and like 13-1 something. It's nasty. The whole time I was skating with them, I was like just watching for fights, and it sucks. So this is a team that kind of likes that shit, and I don't, man. I don't want to have to go fucking deal with a bunch of drama when I'm trying to have fun. So I'm not going to skate this year. I tried to get into my old league, went to a free agent eval, and got stuck on D and skated really, really good. I scored a couple of goals and just got back a couple of times and st- stick stick poke checked a couple of dudes and like whoops, like fucking twirled around, grabbed it, broke out of the zone real quick. So thought I was gonna get picked up, but I guess they don't have that many open slots, so I'm not gonna skate this year. But did go home for a sweet vacation, which is rare, drama free. Issue free, except for my babies. Oh, my babies. So I was gonna be gone for a couple of days. Concert was on a Saturday. I was like, oh man. My flight out from the cities was gonna be Sunday at like noon, and that's a 2 hour drive. So I've got to be up at the cities by. That means I have to leave La Crosse by 8. I was like, oh boy, I don't think I can do that. Plus, I had a rough go around last time I tried to do that. I went back for my boy Mikey's funeral and was really fucked up and was late to the airport and should have got tased. I was drinking all night and was at my buddy's place in Hudson. Tried to hop over the river to the airport and ended up all the way on the north side. I was headed out towards St. Cloud, so I turned around back for the flight. I missed it. I was freaking out. I was super emotional, so I gave the airline a bunch of shit to the point where they called the cops on me, and it wasn't the airline cops, it was like the actual cops, and they had, I don't know, I was super super angry and kind of lost it, and next thing I know I was surrounded by cops, and it wasn't good. I was saying some fucked up shit, and the guy, bless him, the cop was trying to settle me down, and he did get me finally settled down, and I ended up catching a later flight. But for that reason, I was like, all right, I'm gonna fly back on Monday. So flew back, knowing I was gonna be gone for 4 days. I was really worried about my dogs. Zeusy, I got no problem. I could drop him off wherever, and he'd be fine. Chico has got some big time separation anxiety issues with me. I'm always home. I've never really taken vacation. I've taken him to a party and he's like just follows me around. So I wanted him to be at his house. I've taken him over to friends' houses and left, and he's just barked the whole time until I came back. So I wanted to be at him at home. I had a thing set up with my house cleaner. She had her 2 kids, 17, 19, and then like 10, another boy. They were all going to stay here. I loaded up the house with food, junk food, and had it all set up for video games and stuff for them. And then they did something where they got in trouble and got grounded. So now my house cleaner was going to be here, but she wasn't going to be here till after work and all this stuff. And I promised, I was like, all right, you know what? This is going to be fucked up. They're going to pee and poop in my house, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. And I should have worried about it. They were here a lot. Were really, really good. My buddy that ran over to let them out before my house cleaner could get here, I gave him the wrong fucking key. So he ran over for no reason. I feel bad, but all in all, they were pretty good. I kept checking my cameras and stuff and never really saw my house cleaner, but I don't know, maybe she was just hanging out in the bedroom with them. So, but I don't think I'm gonna do that very much. But they made me realize something too, but we'll talk about that later. So I get to La Crosse and had like a John's Bar reunion, hung out with a bunch of bartenders that I used to work with, which was awesome. I hung out with my buddy Nick Dinas, Uh, Hung out at this place, Cooley, that had changed so much, man. I went to my childhood home, and it was just so tiny. And I went to this place that my mom and dad used to have bowling leagues in. I swear they chopped the bowling alley in half because that thing was huge now. And now I went, I was like, this is like a half alley. But it used to be kind of a shithole, like a wino bar, and I was all excited because they were watching a Badger game there, and it's this used to be this old like high seats you gotta pack through, get through everybody. It's all packed through, so I was really excited. And it's normally all locals and stuff that I know, so I was really excited to go in there and yell something super immature and embarrassing for my friend. And then I walked in there and I was like, yeah, this is a family restaurant, and I'm not going to be able to walk in here and yell, does anyone have a dick penis? So, kind of ruined that, but it was cool hanging out with my boy, Nick, who is actually one of the rare buddies of mine that reads my shit and my manuscripts and checks out my shows and stuff. So he's kind of my number one fan. He's my number one dude. Which is funny because when we were kids, we did not get along. Our fathers were coaching the same baseball team and had a bunch of issues, and it's a fucked up story, but yeah. He was kind of, they were responsible for my dad quitting the baseball. He quit coaching the baseball the last year before he passed, which is kind of fucked up, but it is what it is, and we're good friends now, which is cool. But went to the concert. That was awesome. Not entirely sold on their new stuff, their new CD. No, it's good. I've been listening to a lot more. It's good. But we were hanging out in this bar beforehand. My little brother pulls up the set list, and it's all new stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's why they're playing these little shows, is, to get their sound out and stuff. And then my buddy Roy, who was my bowling partner for a while, and he was the guy that told me about the concert. And he kind of surprised me. The other two guys that he went to the concert with, the guys from my bowling team, which was kind of cool. So, but these guys talked me into my buddy Roy was somebody that I didn't hang out with in high school. When I got out of high school, I hung out with kind of the preppy guys from my hometown. I was an outsider. These were the guys whose parents were all teachers and on the PTA board and stuff like that. Roy's dad was the trainer for a long time, but I was the kid that was, doing drugs and breaking into vehicles and stuff like that during dances. But ended up hanging out with all these guys a lot after I got out of high school, which was cool because it made me realize, that I shouldn't have, prejudged them. They were all really good guys, and I mean, two of them are they're guys that I talk to now more than my really good friends. Didn't even see my really good friends, Brad and Joe, too busy doing their shit. Brad, I believe, is got some suspicions about my friend Bradley. He unfortunately is going through divorce. He was the one that lost his new bride Sarah and then remarried another great girl, Jenny, but Jenny kind of had enough. She, I'm sure, figured at some point Brad would focus his love and adoration towards her, but Brad is just carrying the loss of Sarah with him. Kind of defines it now. He's always reminded me of Matthew McConaughey. I tried to watch that Dallas Buyers Club. Reminds me of Brad. So frickin' skinny. drinking problem, but I was joking with him about him being single, and I was like, hey man, just leave Carly alone. Carly was the first girl that broke my heart, and I was like, oh, just leave Carly alone. And it was on the phone, and there was a real long silence, and then he went, what? Nah, man, that's way over. Ah, that's way over. His voice just kept getting higher and higher, and I was like, okay. So after that, our phone conversation ended, and then that was a couple of months ago, maybe. And then I hit him up. I was like, hey, man, I'm coming into town. What's up? Let's get after it. He was always real excited to. He always said he was always real excited to go out and have beers with me, as a single dude. So, but never hit me up. So he's probably rekindling the flame of betrayal. We'll see. Concert was awesome though. My boy Roy pulled up the set list. They played Green Bay 2 days before La Crosse. Pulled up the set list and played a bunch of old shit. The show was awesome. They are such an awesome live band. If you get a chance to see Highly Suspect, go see them. They fucking rock. They had maybe 6 months, 8 months to a year where their front man was kind of getting off stuff and he was drinking a lot, so they were he was looking like a chunky Fred Durst out there and kind of working through, but that's over. They're back. They're kicking ass. They've got some additions to the band, but check them out. Saw him at this baseball field. Roy met one of the band guys walking his dog. That was kind of cool. But Roy left me at the bar, went in early. That's how we got to see the band guy. Got a picture with him, which is cool. I was sitting in the bar, and some dude came in and was like, hey, does anybody want this, upstage pass? He's got an extra one. And the whole group got GA because my brother, who drove back from Ohio, which was great seeing him, and that was his favorite band, his favorite band. This was his first time watching it, so we popped his cherry, which was cool. But his buddy is in a wheelchair, so we all got GA. Otherwise, I would have paid, for the upstage, up by the stage ticket. And so I was sitting in the bar, and the dude's like, hey man, you want this? Like, oh yeah, thanks man, you want a shot? And he's like, no, I gotta go, blah blah blah. All right man. So I had this thing in my back pocket. So me and my buddy get in there. We watch about half the show, and then the wheelchair guy's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go in there. And I was watching this cute little blonde girl work the gate, and I was trying to work up enough courage to talk to her. And I was like, well, hey man, I'll go with you. Worst thing that can happen is we get busted, and I'll talk to this girl. But I had the bracelet, so I was good to go. So wheelchair guy goes up there, and again, they were not busy. They were not sold out. The stands were empty. The infield was like the GA, and then they had a little place for like the pit row, and the pit row was only half full. So the guy in the wheelchair goes in there. I go with them. Boom! They are immediately on top of us and kicking out wheelchair guy. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome up here. So I go back. I'm like, that sucks. That was crazy. Da 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 da. They had like 6 guys coming over in SWAT gear. Boom! Bring them back. I was like, hey guys, that was awesome. I'm going back up there. So I watched the last maybe half hour of the show right up there. I think I was maybe 20 feet away from them, which was awesome. Had fun that night. Again, called it quits early. Could have made the flight, but decided to rest up. I just hung out, took her easy Sunday, and then drove up to Minneapolis and got a hotel in a little crack hotel, and hit the flight up. On the way up, I'm driving up, making pretty good time. I pop over to the Minneapolis side so I can take the interstate up at 75 on that side. So people are just flying, going 90. I pull up in this little RAV4 thing, or a Suzu Trooper. It has a Christian church sticker in it, and they are, boom, right next to the other car and going really slow to the point where I had to put my brakes on really hard. And the chick is laughing in the driver's seat, and in the passenger seat is another young girl. They look maybe college age, but they're doing this on purpose, backing up traffic. And it goes on for maybe 3 or 4 miles. This chick is, boom, she's driving up next to the car and then like slowing down to antagonize drivers behind me at first, and then I backed off and let some other dude there, and then I got back in front and started riding her ass, and she's just laughing the whole time. So my plan was, I was going to, when I got my chance, I was going to drive up next to him and roll the window down and kind of like smiley, jokey, ha ha ha. But I also had a wet napkin I was going to get wet with my water bottle, and I was going to fucking throw it in this bitch's face, and hopefully it would pop the passenger in their face and they'd be like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't antagonize fucking drivers on the weekend. Not very Christian like, you dumb bitch. So instead I got an angle and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking cut it. So I cut it and I got up and I started driving, and then I did the same thing to her. I let everybody pass, and then I got in front of her and did the same thing to her for about a mile, and then I just took off. But made the flight. Flight was all right. Got back home and missed my boys so much. Oh, baby, you big chocolate muffins. I love Chico so much. Zeusy was... Oh my god. You gotta see what this dog... This dog's sleeping. I haven't been home since I lost a good buddy of mine, Matt Raprager, Raps. He was a childhood buddy of mine. One of those guys that just a big heart. He was gay. But growing up in Holman and the place he grew up on, Bryce Prairie, is not the place to be gay. He was kind of a motorhead, fit in with that, the good old boys, so he didn't really tell anybody. I don't know, I kind of knew. It was like with my sister, I kind of knew, but it wasn't a big deal. When I was back home after closing down my restaurant, and side note, I talked to a couple of people that said they had no idea why I left, so I guess that's my next podcast, is telling the story, which I thought was going to be page 1 gossip back home, but apparently nobody really knows the story, so that'll be a good one. But when I was back home, I was working at this 24-hour bakery. It was just a shit show. I just had a horrible management team, a horrible staff. It was a restaurant that meant something to me as a kid, so it was a challenge for me. And we kicked ass. It's closed now, but I took over, and in 3 quarters we had never made a bonus, management bonus of any kind, for 8 years, and in 3 quarters we bonused. So I thought we had turned it around, but that's I guess we'll get into a little bit more of that in depth. But they're closed now, which is kind of cool. Kind of not, but kind of cool. But when I was managing at Perkins, there was a time when I had a day off and I went and did laundry. And I ran into Raps. And he asked if I wanted to go hang out. And I was too fucking busy. And man, I regret that. For a while when I heard that he had passed, he ended up just drinking himself to death. He was dealing with a lot of demons. I wish he just would have been strong enough to come out, and I don't know what even happened. I think he would have probably lost a lot of friends, but I don't know, man. They're a good group. I don't think they would have cared. But I really wish I would have took him up on that offer. Because I love talking to people, and I don't love it, but one of the things my father always did was he really enjoyed helping people, and that's one thing that I have always enjoyed too, is helping people. And boy, I wish I could have had a chance to talk to Raps. He's was the inspiration for my animation project, Bipolar Bears. I was hoping he was going to be my animator, but he passed, and I was not able to get back for the funeral, or haven't been back since this trip back this past weekend, and visited his grave. And coming back and seeing my boys and seeing Rap's grave, and dealing with some other stuff about some veteran buddies of mine, gave me my plan for the future. On my mountain, I'm going to build a dog rescue, the name of which will be Pleasant Mountain Dog Rescue. One of the side projects of my dog rescue will be a chat network for veterans, and the side project will be placing my select dogs with veterans that need a companion. I've long thought that a lot of my veteran buddies are a different breed. They're not people that communicate their feelings very well, which is tough in this world. And I think a lot of my veteran buddies that struggle in this world don't have anybody to talk to or to feel that affection. And I know my boy Zeus really changed my life, my way of living. He brought me a lot of happiness. And Zeus was a rescue. When I walked into the pound, I said, bring out the dog who's having the hardest time getting adopted, and they brought out Zeus. And I didn't understand why. I'm sure it's because he's pretty scary looking, but he is one of the most compassionate. Oh my gosh, buddy, I'm going to squeeze you up as soon as this podcast is over. He's just so darn compassionate. I've been around dogs my whole life. I love them, but boy, he just has just the biggest heart. And to think that he was almost snuffed out breaks my heart. and they're not getting Zeus. Nobody's getting Zeus, and nobody's getting Chico. But I think if I could have the opportunity to put dogs like Zeus into some lonely veterans households, that would be something that would bring me some happiness. So that's the plan. I'm going to go on Monday and talk to the rescue here in AJ. Tonight, I'm going to take a shower, check my fantasy team, reheat my Venezia's pizza. I watched the first Packer game at my buddy's house. My boy Sanjay ordered some Venezia's pizza. It's a little chain here in Arizona. I used to be all about oreganos. Oh my god, this pizza is so freaking good. It's Italian style, but like I've had Italian style, I've had New York style, man. This pizza is unbelievable. It's like a sweet, it's got a little sweet sauce, but I don't like too sweet, overpowering. This is like a mild sweet, and then there's a heat on the back end. God damn, it's good. So, I've had it 4 times already. It was week 1. Third game is tomorrow. I was gone for like 5 days. That's 21 days, 16 days. I've had it 4 times in 16 days already. Okay, I gotta stop. Oh, damn, it's good. But, yeah. Things are, well, I have a expedition to sell. I have tundra. I got some beautiful land. I'm hoping I can fix this tire tomorrow. I'm hoping I still have a backhoe. But most importantly, I got my big, fluffy, furry potato. Oh my god, dude. You are gonna get it. You're probably gonna get it too a little bit. Alright, thanks for spending time with me. And make sure you like and subscribe and share, because I'm going to have some shit coming out. My animated project and some content, which hopefully will give you some chuckles. Thanks again. Remember to always think about that other person, that perspective. Put yourself in that other person's shoes. Okay? When you're doing that, realize that the left-hand lane ain't for just fucking hanging out. And in front of the supermarkets ain't your personal private parking spot to show your emotionally abused significant other that you're chivalrous. You're just being a selfish prick. Peace out.